Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah ta'ala wa barakatuh. Gambians, ma mbal be tentula mbal jaira, nyom na safutuni salu, bandirabe fulbe, sumo domi lolen wa sereri. Wa malena grem dilena santa, tayra mo ñewon nak pour waxtaan ak Gambian yi so bugon na nak ngeen may mo time, okay, for me to analyze certain things because ñepp ngay seetaan te ñu ne seetaan a daxasin daje, right? So I've been like very observant and analyzing the political dynamics of the country, the Gambia, and the social issues that is now getting out of hands, in my view, because I watched a video of which one brother was explaining the high price crisis in the country, the lack of price control, and many other burning issues. But at the same time, politicians are playing their games, okay? Out there on social media, we all are seeing how Sabali, Modi Sabali, the first lady, basically the receptions being granted to him today by the other side, right? And on the other hand, those who were with him yesterday are left broken-hearted. Many are stunned, many are shocked, felt betrayed, and rightly so. But more so the youths of the Gambia, the young ones, who were looking up to Sabali as like a mentor of some sort. And of course, I used to admire him, and I'm devastated that most of the intellectuals of the Gambia, the younger generation, appears to have sold out their integrity, their dignity, for whatever gains, for worldly gains. Yet they are expected to be in tune with the current generation, the needs and wants, aspirations of the younger generation. The reason I'm saying this is that I remember when many Gambians, like myself, came out fighting, exposing the injustice, the selective justice, the unacceptable nature of the way that these commissions that were instituted in the Gambia by the coalition government, led by Adam Barrow, were conducting themselves. I was one of the most vocal critics of both the Janet Commission and the TRRC for all the right reasons. I think Gambians, you all bear me witness that since back in 2016, if we are to revisit history, I have been actively advising Gambians, including the government, or the incoming government and the outgoing government, to ensure that peace will be maintained in that country, and that the Gambian people will seek a new path that will lead us all to reconcile our differences in peace and forge a new chapter in our nation's history. Unfortunately, when these commissions were instituted, it was devastating for me to realize that most of these people have vengeance. They have ulterior motives rather than ensuring that the Gambia will reconcile, the truth will be known, and all whatnot. Okay? and that victims will come forward and have their say, and that perpetrators will be given also the opportunity, or the accused will be given the equal opportunity to have their say. No, this wasn't the case, Gambia. Even the Janet Commission, just go and read their recommendations and question yourself. Is it right that we as a country should feel this way towards one another, a Gambian to a Gambian? You can just look at somebody because he did wrong, so you will ban him for life? And then you have a president and his government sitting down there saying, you know what? Yeah, we accept your recommendation, but we don't accept this one, but we accept that one. Isn't it what Barrow did here? When Barrow was presented with the recommendation by the commission condemning Alaji Sise, Momodou Tangara, Mambure Njai, he rejected that. He rejected it for whatever reason. We all know they are all working with him. So he did not want to lose them, right? So he rejected that aspect, that part of it. And then he said, okay, you know what? For Momodou Sabally, because he is unwilling to surrender, I will uphold this one. So Momodou Sabally, you are banned for life. Yes, I accept. Isn't it what we all witnessed? Was it justified by Barrow himself? No, it could not have been justified. That's why I came and said, no, Barrow, why would you even endorse this? If the Janet Commission, Ami Bensouda and Surahata Jane, want to penalize a young man like Sabally for the rest of his life, you should actually question their sense of judgment and ask what was their motive for coming up with such a recommendation. Because what are the facts? But again, Sabally stood his ground. We as a nation stood by him, right? Because one like me, he gave me nothing to defend him or even spend a second of my precious time talking about him or writing about him. But of course, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's why when I see him in trouble, I'm always there to analyze things in a way that will get him off the hook. If not, I will plea with the authorities if they need be. All right? But again, the Gambian youths, this is what I call a psychological warfare, okay? Is what Barrow seems to be waging against the intellectuals of the future generations of the Gambia. That is why I said this is not good. And Barrow, you know, it's not good for the reputation of Momodou Sabally, because today what we are going to be seeing is that he will be singing songs of praises, right? That's all he can do. Yet if you look at the social conditions of the Gambian people, one would have expected that Momodou Sabally, Dr. Cisse, and all these people will be there to fight for the younger generation and the future generations of the country by holding the government to account. But no. Where are the oppositions today? Where are they? Where are the civil societies? Yesterday they were very active, right? Telling us how bad things are in the country. We understood. Life is too precious, right? And you all do know the history behind a lot happened, right? And as far as I'm concerned, Gambia, I guess you all did witness that it has been my mission to unify the country, to reconcile the Gambian people, to take a path of which my late father played with me to embark on, which is to take the path of forgiveness, something that I will forever cherish, okay? And I will thank him for that, because he endured a lot in his own journey, which affected me mentally. But ever since he spoke to me, I was able to see the light, okay? Because forgiveness, of course, is the path that can heal a nation. We cannot be using the weaknesses of each other or our imperfections or the wrongs that we've done to penalize one another in a society that we ought to be aspiring to achieve something greater. Now, if I turn to retribution, what will that like? What am I going to gain? If I turn to hatred, what is that going to like yield? What am I going to gain for hating? I would rather love. And my heart is overflowing with love. It hurts when I see Gambians dividing one another. It hurts when I see Gambians having issues which can be resolved, but they choose to exploit the weakness of society or the gullibility of people and divide them into sects so they can capitalize and somehow use them as tools. That is what has been happening. And Gambia, we have 24 months to go before we actually make a very serious decision, which is to either continue the status quo or effect a meaningful change of the entire system of governance that we all grew up in. Okay? Bring in something new. And this is where we all coming in, okay? Because in 2026, by the grace of the Almighty, I intend to present my candidature to run for the office of president. Why? I came to the realization that inspired what I have been doing or inspired what my aspirations are or the vision that I have for the Gambia, it's never going to materialize unless Gambians grant me that opportunity to implement my thoughts, my visions, my ideas for the betterment of the future generations. Because the people that I think are in power, in truth, yes, they are. But they do not share my vision, they do not share my thoughts, and they are not definitely the people to implement that. So I'm banking on the younger generation of the Gambia, clean heart people, those who I believe can get the job done, transforming the Gambia from what it is today to what we all aspiring as the future generation. Because it is the same way that I see things happening again. Let me just give you all an example. For the past 8 years, you all do know that I have been trying to reconcile the country. What did we see? We saw Ensafal coming telling us that he is going to bring in an element of justice to it. Then he made recommendations of which it penalizes many people out of an entire nation. He was cherry picking who is to be penalized and who is not. Okay? And those that he outlined and targeted to penalize, he listed down. Think of it, a population of 2 million, you targeted 60-something people for them to be prosecuted. For what? Because of a government that was there serving its people. All right? Instead of reconciling the country, no, they chose to turn to retributive justice and made recommendations that they themselves cannot justify. They even accused people of things that they did not do. They cherry-pick those who they will implicate and align people who will come and lie so that they will collaborate their stories to victimize their targets. Adamo Barrow, you know this. Their own uncles were exempted from any form of prosecution. Yet they committed one of the most heinous crimes under the Jammeh administration. I have said this before, Gambians, that If we want to take, for example, we want to pursue justice in the case of Daida Haidar. Oh, I give you the order to do that, right? As a president. For example, hypothetically, President Jammeh ordered for the killing of Daida Haidar. My question would then be this. Who were the people involved in that entire operation? I'm not just going to be cherry picking. Oh, the president gave the order, so he's guilty. Oh, fine. I want to know who was the person tasked to pursue the agenda of eliminating this person, and why, what was the motive? Or he was riding against the government. We know people laid surveillance on him prior to his execution or assassination. Who were those people who were monitoring his activities? Are they not also involved in it? How can you then just accuse the president of doing it alone? Who influenced his decision? He was at the State House, sitting in an office. Who came and misinformed him? What was he told? Why would he get to that point where he will execute an order of that magnitude? Should all be investigated so that all collaborators will also face justice. But guess what? Those who laid surveillance on Daida Haidara are not even being mentioned by the TRRC. Or guess why? Because they approach Ensa Fall in the middle of the night. And Ensa, you have the right to defend yourself. But I will just remind you of one incident of which the late Mustafa Ngom was involved. You know what I'm talking about. And it is to do with Ngor Seka's case. Yeah? Why didn't you mention him? Why was he exempted? Can you explain? Because Ngor Seka was a very high up guy in the NIA, right? He is also a very close friend of Daida Haidara, and he have direct access to President Jammeh as well. So now I want you to tell us, what role did he play? Why didn't you investigate that? See? There are a lot of things. Why is it the case that you guys never offered Alaji Moore the opportunity to defend himself? Why didn't you offer Colonel Samsidin Sarr to come forward and defend himself? Yet you offered somebody else who is in the same country with Samsidin Sarr and Alaji Moore to defend themselves and answer questions. Why is that? What were you hiding? Yet you want to convince me that he's so bad, that he did wrong. Yet we know details of everything that was happening behind closed doors. How about General Baji? Why is it the case that suddenly he is the one who killed Daida Haidara? Yet you know that is a lie. Why? Who were the people behind writing those recommendations? Did you guys do the job that you were tasked by Gambians? How many millions were given to the TRRC? Can any one of you tell us? What could that have done for the victims? What have they done for the victims so far, Gambia? So this is just continuing, right? People have been penalized, victims have been neglected, and then Gambians are left hopeless with a future so bleak that even the youths of the country, most of them will opt to do what? To embark on the most dangerous journey to the unknown. Some are losing their lives. Some are imprisoned. Some have been brutalized along this journey of backway. Why? Because they have been neglected. They have not been taken care of. There is nothing that the Gambian government can prove to the world that the 11 million given to them by the European Union is even been invested on the youths of the Gambia. Where is it? Yet we see the Minister of Youths, whatever, sitting down, posing, taking pictures, as if everything is dandy. I'm aware also that, sadly, to even mention this, that most of the youths have been exposed to deadly drugs. A lifestyle that, if we do not act, at the right time, we're going to lose the future of that country. And that is why I'm thinking to myself, are these elders really taking matters seriously as a government? Do they even understand what their legal responsibilities are to the Gambian people, the electorates, those who elected them? Or are they just like, they seems to have forgotten that they have responsibilities to execute as a government? The lives of our children, the lives of our elders, the lives of the entire population of the Gambia is at stake. The hospitals are not even being taken care of. The education sector, like the commodities, people are hungry. People are struggling. No means of having money. Look at our officers. Think of the world that we're living in today. Think of the world that we are all living in today. We are so advanced that the artificial intelligence is taking over. Yet the Gambia, we're still living in darkness. Even our officers are not armed and equipped enough to even use technology to simplify their work and bring down the crime rate in the country. But that is a choice that the government choose to take. Adam Barrow, for example, if I am to question you, how comes that the OIC roads are yet to be completed? What is there that you can explain to the Gambians? Is it because you don't care or you want to politicize it and use it to your advantage? That is one thing. Because we all know that to build a road, you can build a road within 2-3 months and it's done. But look at this road. It's taking forever. Forever. So until 2026, then you will use it as politics, right? Or look at what I have done. Well, Gambia, just remember, this is the OIC projects that should have been done years ago. So it has been drilled and used for political mind games. Sad. Okay? Now, Barrow, again, building all these political bureaus. Here is what I would say. You see, all those political bureaus will be transformed into medical centers for pregnant women, okay, and the newborns. But how about that? See, the way you are like passionate about building a nice place for your party and members, right? That's the same way that we expected as a country for you to build facilities for the Gambian people and elevate the lives of all Gambians, of our citizens. You didn't do it. You're only doing it when it suits you, so you can use it for political gains. That's what I'm saying. And Barrow, the truth must be told. All these games that you're playing, fine. Do your best. Make sure you're ready to pack your stuff 2026 by the grace of the Almighty. Because Unified Liberation Party will come to liberate the nation, liberate the minds, the hearts and souls of the Gambians, and so that we start a fresh page. Bring in a system of government that will be there for the people. And it will be by the people and of the people. Made of dedicated, patriotic citizens who will put the Gambia first and its citizens first in everything that we do. We can transform the country. But look at the pace that Barrow now is using and the kind of politics that he's bringing, right? I also take note of the fact that, I took note of the fact that Samsidin Sarr was later exempted, right? Because he was not granted opportunity to defend himself at the TRRC. Therefore, that was something that the government cannot uphold whatever recommendations were made against him. However, they uphold that which was made against Alhaji More, and they never even gave him the opportunity to defend himself. Yet I know what happened behind closed doors. And all those people coming forward, talking and whatever, lying, claiming whatever, fine, let's go. The proof of the pudding will be in the eating. I know exactly who are behind all these things, right? And the reasons as well. So let us not fool each other. We are a tiny little country, and we must stop all this witch hunting of one another based on lies and fabrication. For example, you, the officers, you know all of you were involved in criminality. You were all rogue officers. And why is it the case that TRRC, Alaji Moore, was the only target and not the entire panel he was working with? Why were, you see, you guys here, you the officers, we know, I personally did know everything that you guys were doing. Did you sign up to become officers, to become criminals within the institution? Why would you apologize if you did not commit a crime? And sir, why didn't you consider all what is being presented to you? What of their history, their background history? If at all you guys were doing a good job, those people were criminals. They committed crimes while serving the Gambian people using our uniform. And the authorities came to the realization that officers are actually embarking on criminal activities, and they set up a commission. They set up a panel of which these officers will be interrogated. Now, if they turn around and accuse me of doing evil, they are lying. Simple as that. They know what they've done. And answer, you use them to achieve something because you know something. Now, look at the Gambia today. It's been turned into a narcotic state. That is what many are saying. And our children are at the receiving end. But who cares? Do you all care? If you did, well, do something about it. I heard they are taking balloons, inhaling deadly substances. Others are taking cocaine and it is rampant. What is going on? And now money is being splashed to buy people, their loyalty. Others are using TRRC recommendation or the Janet Commission recommendation to pressurize others and blackmail them into submission, which is a sad story. But I understood that, okay, like I said, Usman Sow, we all know, was also exempted. Yet he was being mentioned by the TRRC, but rejected it, right? Because, he have to serve, and he's serving, for all I know, right? Demba Sow, the same thing, right? No, they were all mentioned. But no, it's okay. No, fine. No, this one I'm not going to agree on that. Right. The former interior minister, let us not also forget about him, Yankuba Sonko, right? Who was adversely mentioned about the death of Solo Sandeng and his arrestation and whatnot, right? And other crimes like the migrants. Yet, no, it is okay, fine, perfect, good, let's let him continue. He even served as the Minister of Interior, and continued. Like Boto Keita, let's not forget, and other police officers as well who were mentioned, but they continue serving, right? Do you all remember Alaji Kante, the man who confessed to have killed our former finance minister, Koro Sise, continued to serve, okay? Yet he's been recommended to be penalized. But no, Barrow said no, it's okay. Mambure Njai and Alaji Sise, Mamudu Tangara, Ngor Seka. Guess what they did? They went in the middle of the night, met with Ensafal according to reliable sources. And it's what happened, because why would you exempt Ngor Seka from all responsibilities? Yet he's one of the top officers who was at the NIA, who was very close to Daida Haidara. We all know the deal. Okay? Now, Gambia. That is why it is shocking to me that an intellectual of Sabali's magnitude will stand and just surrender, throw in the towel, and be showered with gifts by a government that chose to cherry pick in implementing whatever that they were claiming to be implementing. Because one moment they will be telling the West that, we're going to be implementing this. Yeah, we will implement the recommendations. Yet they know that it is detrimental to society. It is detrimental to their own government. No, but if they can blackmail the one that is being targeted, Don't worry, we will resolve everything. We have powers that we can utilize and make sure that we clean you up, okay? After making you dirty, they will now clean you up and then you are the good guy. Isn't it? But that is the politics of deception. That is the politics that I wish never to indulge in, talk less of my children or my loved ones. And that is what Barrow is now indulging in, because he's blackmailing people. He's using things, either money or the recommendation of Janet Commission or the recommendation of TRRC to manipulate you and buy you off and make you to become a praise singer of his government. Yet he did nothing for the Gambian people. People are suffering. The average Gambian, the electorates are suffering. The youths are hopeless. Ain't no factory been built by the government. Ain't no jobs been created by the government. What exactly is there that they can be proud of? I don't know. I personally don't know. I haven't been to the Gambia. But all I know is that all the developments that he is talking about, it is to do with the OIC project, which was financed by the Islamic, communities, right? The Muslim nations, the OIC project, the roads, you talk, just name it. It is all been financed. Yet we are paying taxes. What exactly is the government doing with our taxpayers' money? If you look at the farming industry of the Gambia, it's like we do not even have an agricultural minister, or we do not even have a government. Barrow took all the tractors, claiming that he is going to be investigating how President Jammeh brought those things to the country. The next thing we know, it is sold. And our farmers have been reduced to beggars. Oh, but now everybody have to go and surrender to Barrow so that Barrow will give you something and then you will be fine. Gambians, I'm just saying to all of you that is only 24 months to go. Those of you who want to effect change, who want to see a new Gambia, well, I'm calling on you all to come and join the party of the new generation, Unified Liberation Party, and we would ensure that together we will bring a perfect system that will be there for the Gambian people. And I will remind you all, since independence, I came to the realization that, look, there's something lacking in the way that we interpret government and the way that we do things. And as of given the fact that we're now living in the digital age, I believe that the Gambia, with the younger generation, can bring about a new system that will be in line with what we all know, because we are so left behind, right, in terms of technology, in terms of the way that we do things, the way we run our institutions, the way we, even the workers. Look at the workers. Their salaries, think of it, an officer, you have $5,000 a month. Just your fare alone will cost almost $3,000. So what are you left with? $2,000? This Barrow is not thinking. I don't think that this is how we should be even living in the first place. And no matter what I say, they're not going to listen. They're going to do what they want. You go and join them. They give you money. They give you car. They give you position. You don't want to join them? No, you're going to suffer. That was my prediction back in 2016. And it is now happening. Gambians have been suffocated in the last 7 years. And everybody have to surrender to Barrow in order for you to survive. Right? Because those in his government, those supporting him, they don't know what is happening in the markets. They are not feeling no pain. They are having free coupons, free this, free that, free cars, free whatever. Showered with gifts like you all see in Sabali. Right? But I will come to that. Because here is what I would want Barrow to also clarify. And Gambia, I'm going to make predictions, okay? Okay? And just bear with me.